Hey everybody, it's Randy from Happy Maple Nursery, and it is looking quite springy out today. We're just in the office organizing some of our seed packets here as we prep for our first seedling start of the year. We're about a little less than 8 weeks or so to the safe frost-free day in a zone 5B, and we're just going to start some things today. We'll show you what we do. So we're looking at starting some onions, which we're a bit behind, but not a big deal. A bunch of different varieties of peppers and some eggplants. So it's going to be super exciting. Get things kicking off. This is always a sure sign for us that spring is coming and warmer days are near. So we'll take you through some of that. So first step, just in our kitchen here with some seeds. What we're going to start, we have just a regular old kitchen cup. And we're just going to pour our seeds into that cup and add some tap water. And that's it. These seeds will now sit in here for about a day, absorb that water. We find this reduces the requirement for keeping your medium very wet, which can promote harmful bacteria and fungal growth. And they'll just stay in here in our kitchen, and we'll show you what the next steps are from here on out. Here's our after, just our seeds sitting next to our packets so we know who's who, and we'll just let them hydrate here in our kitchen for about a day before we go on to the sowing. Alright, so here we are on day 2. We're just going to show you how we plant these up. We've got our seeds that have been soaked. We got our medium here, which is just coco, perlite, and peat. We've pre-wet it. We've got our containers here, so we've got 2 containers. We find this is the best way to create a nice seal. Allow these seeds to germinate with our lid. And so we're just going to show you the process. First step is to simply remove the excess water. We'll just use a strainer to do that. Then the next stage is simply collecting these seeds. We've got goddess here that we're going to plant up, which is a type of box pepper. We're just going to collect these out and drop them in our line. We've also got our labels ready to go. Obviously it's important when you have a lot of varieties to keep them well labeled, because a lot of them will look quite the same until they actually fruit much later in the year. And so we plant them about 1/4 inch deep. Depth of planting is usually a good rule of thumb is the smaller the seed, the shallower the planting depth, but we don't sweat that too much. Collect these out of here, drop them down, and carry on. Make sure we space your seedlings out. You don't want them too crowded, and obviously there's a happy medium between maximizing the efficiency of the space that you have to grow as well. So we're going to keep them pretty close. We will be pricking these out, and we'll show you a little video on that to pot them up once they get their first true leaves. And that's it. So we just simply back some of that medium over, tamp it down with our hands, just be sure there's a good tight seal, add our label off to the side, and that's it. So we'll just continue doing this with our seeds. Today we're also planting up some oregano and thyme. And these are really tiny seeds. I don't know if you can see those, but incredibly small. So what we're going to do is just scatter them on the top and lightly scratch them into place. So we'll just move this. We want to get really good contact with the soil, and what we're going to do is make these guys germinate, and then we'll prick them out once they get big enough. They've actually shown us where they are. So we'll just tamp that down to be sure we've got good contact, make sure we got no more seeds on our hands. And that's it for our oregano in this case. We'll do the same thing with our thyme on the other side.
So one of the next steps will be to just cover up our seedling or our planted seeds. So we just fold these down, make sure that our labels are captured in there, not hanging out the side and propping this up. And all this dome does is make sure things stay nice and wet and warm. We'll throw these into our germination space, and we'll show you what goes on there. We do have a heated pad that we throw them on, and helps keep the temperatures up to promote germination in some of these more sensitive seeds, such as the peppers and eggplant. Here we are in the final step. We have our domed up seeds chilling out under our high output T5 lamps. We have a heat mat under one of the trays here, which contains our eggplant and hot peppers and other types of sweet peppers. We have a thermostat running to that one, which controls the heat mat. It's set to 27 degrees, which will help them germinate and improve that rate. We've left our onions, oregano, and thyme off to the side unheated, since this room will be warm enough to promote their germination. And actually going too hot can actually be a problem for them. So we'll just let them chill out under here, and hopefully we'll see some signs of life anywhere from 1 to 2 weeks, depending on how productive and efficient these seeds have been stored. So we'll show you the next step. So here we are, day 5, just checking up on our seeds that we sowed a little earlier. You can see that we have quite a few of our different varieties of peppers that are starting to pop up. It's a really good sign. And our eggplant. So this is mainly because of the heat mat. We've been keeping these at about a set point of about 27 degrees. They are loving it. See no signs of mold as well, so that's a good sign. I'm just going to replace the lid on here so they don't dry out. And if you are checking like this, one thing to watch is just be sure if you have tags like we do that keep the dome propped up. That will create an area where the moisture will escape. You could have problems with seed drying, or localized seed drying, I'll call it, where one corner of the container dries out. So just keep an eye on that. So this is our other set of seeds that we sowed at the same time. You can see some oregano, thyme, and our onions actually germinating. So this is fantastic. So this is really simple to do. Really encourage you to try. That pre-soak is critical. And yeah, if you like this video, please subscribe, share, and give us a thumbs up, and we'll keep pumping these out. Thank you. Take care.